getting back to another video. This is gonna be what if Naruto only had Taijutsu. If you're wondering where I got this art piece from, it's from Dan Arts on Instagram. It's right there on the screen. He makes really good drawings and characters. He makes Seven Deadly Sins characters, Dragon Ball, One Piece, and a bunch of others. So go check him out on Instagram. It's D4N space arts. So that's where I got this art piece from. And before we start the video, I'm gonna explain something about the Nine Tails with Naruto. I'm gonna give him the full Nine Tails, and when he uses the Nine Tails, it would be like a guy's eighth inner gate form. Like, he would have red aura all around him, and he would, in that certain form, he would be the strongest taijutsu user ever. And later on in the series, like a few episodes in, once he actually unlocks the eighth inner gate and uses the Nine Tails, he could, like, destroy anyone from the Boruto series or the Naruto series. So that's explaining everything about the Nine Tails and his 8 inner gates. So let's get straight into what if Naruto had only taijutsu. So Naruto would be in his academy, and he could not do anything proper. He couldn't do a single transformation. He couldn't do simple shit. Like, he couldn't even use a sword, kunai. Couldn't use anything. He was so trash with weapons, with ninjutsu, genjutsu, all of that. He could not do anything. And he was actually dropped out of the school. He dropped out, and he met Might Guy, and Might Guy saw some potential in this kid. So Might Guy was like, "Hey kid, you want me to help you out to make you strong so you won't be bullied?" And Naruto was like, "Yeah, I would love that." So then Might Guy was like, "Okay, fine, I'll train you." And at this point, Might Guy was also training Rock Lee. And then Might Guy was like, "Okay, so I'm gonna train you, but you must promise to never use what I teach you to hurt innocent people." And Naruto was like, "Okay, I'm make sure I will never do that." So they train until the academy students are graduating. And then Might Guy is like, "Okay, I think you're ready, Naruto." Naruto is like, "Ready for what?" And then Might Guy is like, "Here, I'm gonna give you the scroll, and this scroll has everything you need to know about the strongest taijutsu forms in all of the world, in all of the lands." And Naruto was super excited. He was like, "Yes, thank you, Sensei." And then fucking Might Guy was like, "The reason why I'm giving you this is because I can no longer train you." And Naruto was super bummed. And then Naruto was like, "Well, Guy Sensei, it was really nice. It was really nice, what's the word? It was really nice, training with you of all these, let me say years." So at this point in the series, he, is super powerful. Like, he has, or what Rock Lee has, those, like, fucking, weights, but they're way heavier, and he has them all over his body. His legs have weights, his arms has weights, his waist has weights, everything on his body has weights. I don't know why I keep messing up my words. And he even has some on his neck and his head. Like, he just has a hat and it's weighted. So he has about, like, let me say 1 ton, which is like 2,000 pounds, I'm pretty sure, on his body. And he's been doing this for about a few months now. And he could run just as fast as Sasuke can with all these weights on. So just imagine if he takes them off. So he decides to leave the village and go train. So I'm pretty sure inside of the actual series, it's at least a few weeks before they go on their, or before Kakashi takes Sasuke, Sakura, and Naruto on the wave mission to fight Zabuza. So in that time, Naruto trains his ass off. He trains about 16 hours every single day, and every single 2 days he adds more weight. So I'm gonna say it's like 2 months before they go on the mission. Kakashi takes Sasuke, Sakura, and Sai on the mission. And I put Sai in the thing because I feel like if Naruto wasn't there, Sai would be inside Team 7. So it'd take 2 months for Naruto to train, and then Kakashi finally takes him on a mission. That's a little bit better than D rank. And Naruto is training by the land of the waves, and he's training a lot, and he could probably go into the like 5th inner gate at this point, but if he goes in the 5th inner gate, he can only stand it for about 20 minutes, and he passes out. And Naruto is like fucking Rock Lee. If he drinks alcohol, like his shit just goes crazy. He turns so powerful. So he figured this out while training with my guy. So just in case he finds someone that he's about to lose, he will always have a little bit of sake in his pouch, so he could drink it, so he could do like a last bit of energy to take someone out. So this photo right here is what Naruto would look like inside of his enraged form. Like if he uses the Nine Tails, this is what he would look like. All his clothes would be blown off, and his hair is actually orange in this what if. It's not yellow or blonde, it's orange. He's a ginger. So this is what he would look like. So while Naruto's training one day, he sees these group of kids and 2 grown-ups walking by, and he was like, oh, whatever, they're probably just some people trying to get by. So he leaves them alone, and then while he's training, he just started his training, like he had just woke up and he'd been training for like 3 hours, and then they get far ahead, and then he decides once he's done with like 5 hours of training, he would go see what's happening, and it's not Naruto, Sasuke, Sakura, and Sai, and Kakashi fighting Zabuza, and Sasuke, Sakura, Sai, and Kakashi they weren't gonna die, but they were all about to be defeated until Naruto saw this, and he rushed straight into action. He did a tornado kick at the actual Zabuza and sent him like flying a few hundred meters into a tree, and then made sure everyone was alright, and Kakashi thanked Naruto, and then Zabuza got back up, but he was super injured. He's like, you damn brat. And at this point, Naruto has about like 6 tons of weight on him. So for him to kick him that far with all of his fucking weight on him is super impressive. So while Naruto acts is like, what's happening? What do I need to do? Kakashi's like, okay, you don't have to do anything else. I'll take care of him. And then he does that little water battle where they copy each other, fucking Kakashi copies the jutsu and makes Zabuza think he's seen the future, even though he's not. And then Kakashi gets him to that fucking tree. Then Haku shows up, and they get away. And then Kakashi thanks Naruto, is like, "Thank you very much." And Sasuke was like totally impressed, or not. He was a little bit impressed, but mostly like angry with Naruto because he was like, this kid just absolutely bodied someone. They're this top tier ninja with one kick, and I couldn't do anything about it. I was immobilized. So then he's super mad and frustrated, and then Naruto was like, "No problem. Well, here, I'll give you this, and it's like a bell, and whenever you ring it, fucking Naruto would come." So my guy actually gave Naruto this bell, and every time you ring it, only like a top tier ninjutsu, I'm sorry for that, person can hear it. So only high tier ninja can hear this type of bell. So he could hear it from however far away you are. Like if you're a few hundred meters or a few thousand, he could hear it. So they go on their way, and and then fucking Naruto is still training. He trains for about like a week, and then he hears the bell ring, and fucking Sasuke's legit about to die. Sai is knocked out. Sakura is trying to defend herself, and Kakashi is struggling to defeat Zabuza. And at this point, they already did the tree training and all this, and then Naruto comes as quickly as he can. He gets there in about like 3 minutes, and he was a few thousand meters away from them. So he gets there, he sees what's happening. He quickly breaks Haku's glass, or not glass, it sort of glass, his ice mirrors, and then quickly knocks the fuck out of Haku. Like, Haku got obliterated. He is down for the count. And then he uses his sense ability. He has really good senses because he has a full nine tails. He senses that where Zabuza is, so he goes over to Zabuza and he tries to immobilize him by kicking him super hard in the neck, but it doesn't work. It just sends him flying, and then he's like on the ground, struggling to get up. So then once Zabuza gets up, he decides to fuck the mist jutsu because it's taking up way too much of his chakra, and he's focusing everything on Naruto. Kakashi's wounded really bad, and at this moment, Sai and Sasuke wake up, and everyone's looking at Naruto face off with Zabuza, and Naruto was like, "Okay, you really pissed me off this time." So he decides to take off only his hat. The hat that he has on, he just takes it off, and Zabuza is looking straight at Naruto, and then he blinks, and then there's like 15 Narutos, and then Kakashi was like, "Is that the fucking shadow clone jutsu?" But he realized that in a split second he could see each one of them fade. That means he's going so fast that there's multiple of him. So he's getting closer and closer to Zabuza, and Zabuza is freaking the fuck out. And Haku uses all his chakra to try to take out fucking Naruto, and Naruto deflects it and almost kills Haku, and then absolutely destroys Zabuza. Like, Zabuza, all Naruto did was he takes his leg up and does like a downward kick onto his shoulder, and it like paralyzed him from the neck down, and he can't move. and then Kakashi comes in with a Chidori and kills Zabuza, and then Naruto goes over to Haku, and he doesn't want to kill him, but he just ties him up and throws him over to Kakashi and says, "What do you want me to do?" Kakashi was like, "Nothing. Thank you very much for helping us." And Naruto was like, "No problem. It wasn't that hard." So then Kakashi was like, "Well, I have to reward you somehow. I have to bring you back to our village so I could reward you. Repay you. Yeah, we're just going to do that. So I could repay you in some way." And Naruto was like, "No, I'm straight." So he goes pick up his hat, and he's like, "I'll see y'all later." And Sasuke was like, "Wait," and then he's already gone. And then he goes back to training, and everyone does a report. Haku's in jail, and before they go back to the Hidden Leaf, they take care of fucking those goons that was trying to. I forgot the name. But you know that mob boss that was that hired Zabuza. They got taken care of. So then everything gets back to normal. Basically, they go back on missions and all this. Team 7 and Naruto keeps training. And the start of the fucking, what do you call that? Actually, for Chunin exams. The start of the Chunin exams, Naruto heard that something was happening, so he is like, "Okay, I guess I'll go." And at this moment, he's at 10 tons, and I know that 1 ton is 2,000 pounds, so 10 tons is a fuck ton of pounds. Like, anyone at this moment would be on the ground, like, cannot move, but he somehow is able to move. And if he ever takes off all his weight, he would be faster than, like, anything. Like, he would step and, like, he could make a billion of himself. Like, if he wanted to. If you watch One Punch Man, and when Saitama was fucking doing his sideways jumps, that was, like, what he would do. But he would make, like, a fucking billion of himself all around. That's how fast he would be. And he would be so fast, when he runs on sand, it would turn to straight lava. That's how fast he is. So Gaara would be no match for him. So then, once they finally get to the, fucking Chunin exams, it's time for the writing part, and Naruto doesn't do anything, just like in canon. He's totally oblivious to everything on this test, and he just sits there. And when he first walked into the exam room, only a select few people knew if they try to fight fucking Naruto, they would die. Like, Gaara felt it. He was actually shaking in his boots. And fucking Kankuro and that one girl, fucking that wind bitch, she was Kankuro, and she was like wondering why the hell Gaara is shaking so badly. And even Orochimaru later on will feel how powerful this kid is. So he passes the first part, and when it comes up to the second part, when Orochimaru gets there and he sees this kid, he is totally shocked. And then the examiner is going to explain everything. But we'll get into that in the next part. I'm going to just make another part right after this so we could keep this train going. So hopefully you enjoyed this. Please leave a like, subscribe, and comment down below. If you made it this far, congrats. I'll see y'all in the next episode, which will be out in like a few minutes. Or not a few, what the fuck am I saying? It'll be on a few, like, hours, probably. Goodbye, my beautiful peeps, and I'll see y'all in the next episode. Bye-bye.